Alright, welcome to my program binder presentation. I want to start by first saying that there are a few things that are not in this binder that need to be by the end of the program and by the time I apply for licensure. And so I have a little list of those. I'll go ahead and say those now. So obviously I need the grades for my current courses that I'm currently taking right now. I need the final grades for those and the final assignments as well, because I did put key assignments in my binder as well. And then I need faculty signatures on some of my hour sheets, which faculty, my professors, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. There are two syllabi that are not in here, that are not updated, and those are the spring 2023 clinical intervention syllabi and the current summer 2024 semester of advanced internship. Those are the two syllabi that I do not have them in here yet because they say 2021 on the ones that I can find. So just knowing that I still need to put them in here is going to help me remember that. So that's good. And then finally, I need my official transcript. There in the end, once I'm completely finished, I will also have to have my final official transcript in here, but I do have an unofficial transcript. Okay, and I also want to say that I'm not going to show every single page. There are quite a bit of papers in here. It's pretty thick, so I'm kind of just going to show you like the first page of everything so you know that it's in there. And yeah, so I think that we can go ahead and get started. So I didn't do a lot of decorating. It was more just to kind of label that this is my binder, because I have been on vacation, so things have been a little crazy, so I didn't get to do like my extra little flair on everything just yet. But to start, I went ahead and just printed out the grid that we have. And I do want to say, so I didn't take the GRE, so I am not putting any GRE scores in here. But I did start with the grid that we were sent in the beginning, just kind of for my own benefit. So there's that grid, and this is kind of the style I'm going to do, is like hold it down, flip, and then kind of hold it up. Okay, so then here is my unofficial transcript starting all the way back from undergrad. You can see the cute bee in there from undergrad. So yeah, there are, multiple pages of this all the way through. Okay, and so then this is how I have it organized. I have it tabs from like fall 2022, right from the beginning, all the way into now, summer 2024. So the way that I have each semester set up is I have the syllabi first, and then once internship courses started, and like, well, I guess once practicum, so starting in spring of 2023, I will also have, so the syllabi, then evaluations, and then hour sheets, and then key assignments for the courses of that semester. And I attempted to print about one assignment per course. That was kind of my aim, but some courses I printed out multiple of the assignments for just what I kind of deemed as my own benefit, or like the major course assignments that I did. So some are for my own benefit, but some are also just to kind of show what I did. So yes, so here is fall 2022, and so beautiful. We start with this syllabi. This one is luckily stapled, so I can skip to the next syllabi, another syllabi, so 4. And then we get into, since I didn't have internship or practicum, we get straight into the assignments. So I've got a case conceptualization there, and all the pages of a case conceptualization, demographic concerns. It keeps going because it was a big paper. And that was for the counseling theories course of fall 22. And then next, we have, this is from Foundations of Mental Health Counseling. This was exam 2, and it just had a lot of important information about licensure. And I even kind of looked back at this just recently for help, so I wanted to put that in here. That was an assignment we did. And then this is also for Foundations of Mental Health Counseling. It's titled Final Exam. And within this, it's kind of just like reflecting. This paper was like reflecting on, you know, like thinking about being a therapist and like what the idea of that is about, and what the hell I thought about it. And then I think this is the final assignment for this semester, is a personal self-reflection portfolio, and that was done in the Seminar of Professional Skills, Legal and Ethical course with Dr. Trammell. And this goes on with like different questions that I thought were helpful. A bunch of legal, ethical questions, things I didn't want to forget. So this keeps going on. Alright, and so then that is the end of fall 2022, and then we have on to spring. See, like if I wanted to get a little fancier, I could like kind of decorate this, and I still might, but this is due today. So yeah, on to spring 2023. So of course we're starting with the syllabi, like always. And then spring 2023 is when we also took clinical interventions, and I do not have an updated syllabi for this, for clinical interventions, so I didn't put it in there, but here's next syllabi, and then, I guess, I don't know if you wanted me to label, say that, but this was practicum syllabi, and then principles of psychopathology, DSM class, and then multicultural counseling class is here, this syllabi. And then clinical interventions will fit neatly into this once I get an updated one. And then practicum is when this started, spring 2023. So then we are starting with the evaluation, and this is from Jennifer Claypool. And so I've got that completely printed out. There was a mid-semester and a final evaluation. I've got the mid-semester here, and then the final evaluation as well. Flip through that, and there's those pages. And then we've got hour sheets starting. Hour sheet, second hour sheet. Okay, and so then we're still in spring 2023, and now we're into the assignments. So this was a clinical case analysis. You know, so about a specific student that I was seeing at that time. So I don't have it labeled, but I'm assuming we did this in practicum course. So yeah, one of my very first clinical case conceptualizations, so that's cool. And then here was a case conceptualization for multicultural counseling. Got all of that in there, you know, so flip through that. And then another clinical case report for another course of spring 2023. I also don't have labeled which course that was. But just, yep, another student that I saw during practicum. Get through that. And a final development paper on for multicultural counseling that was done. And I wanted to print this out because this was kind of my first experience with multicultural counseling. You know, we've talked about it more and more in our textbooks and stuff since then, but this paper, I did a lot of reflection in this paper, so I thought it was pretty good to put in here. So yeah, it's pretty big. Alright, and then within clinical interventions, we had a personal assessment paper. Got that here. Still in spring 2023. And the personal assessment paper just goes on. Yep. And I talked about some of my growth areas and some of my strengths. So that was pretty cool. Okay, so now we are into summer 2023. On to the next. You got this tab here. So, like always, starting with syllabi, we've got the first internship course. This is when I switched to Wernley, so just for reference. So, internship course. Then we've got Intro to Addictions Counseling. So this is summer 2023 semester. Yep, Intro to Addictions Counseling, syllabi, you know, what we don't care to read. Alright, and then the third course that we took that summer was developmental psychology, and it is updated as well. Developmental psych, right there. Okay, and so this is also then, like I said, when I started at Wormley. So here is I really struggled to get, mid-semester evaluations back from Tina, my supervisor at Wormley. So I have very slim feedback forms in here. They're mostly just final evaluations, not mid-semester. So I do have my first final evaluation from Wormley, that is in here as well, filled out with Tina's signature, all that, and then here is my hour sheet, which it looks a little different than my other ones, because I think it was a scanned document, but it's there, and it is signed by both of us. Second hour sheet at Wormley, there, going on about 10 minutes. Okay, and so then I have a presentation in here that I printed out. It is a theoretical case conceptualization presentation, and I think that this was for the summer internship course. So I've got that whole thing in there, so that's fun. Skip through, there's a lot of research in this presentation. Alright, and then we also have a theory of addiction synthesis paper that was for addictions counseling. Got that in there. As I said, I wanted to kind of print out like a major assignment for each course just to show, I did work in each of those courses. So with it being summer, we didn't do a lot of we did mostly, working with clients. We didn't do a lot of paper assignments, so that is all I have for summer 2023. And then we get into year 2, that would be fun to put right here, year 2, fall 2023. This is when I'm feeling, pretty good at what I'm doing. At this time in life, I was feeling pretty good about, therapy and stuff, but things were kind of rocky with Wormley, so I started Wormley, I started Wormley a long time, hot minute ago, but then started the new semester with Wormley as well, and obviously that kind of turned into a flop. But yeah, let's go ahead and dig into year 2. So we've got a syllabus for this is child psychopathology. I really enjoyed that class. That was a lot of fun. So we got that syllabi. Oh, it's stapled. And then we've got Introduction to Group Counseling syllabi. Wonderful course, absolutely. Underrated, for sure. And then we've got the Trauma and Abuse seminar that we did with Deb, right? Yes. There. Okay. And then the final syllabi for that course was the internship. Here's the internship, yeah. Internship syllabi. So in fall 2023, here is the start of the evaluations again. One done by Tina. Yes, okay, got the evaluation, and then now we've got hour sheets again. Another hour sheet. And they are signed. Okay, and then here is a group project that I did with Sammy and Alexa. It was a case presentation. Got that in there, and that was for child psychopathology, if I remember correctly. So that whole paper's in there. And then here is a final case conceptualization that was within the lens of a trauma-focused case conceptualization. I remember doing that, and I really appreciated Dr. Trammell doing that, because we wrote so many case conceptualizations, but then she had a focus on what we were learning about in that course, specifically trauma. So that was fun to kind of explore that. And I was working with individuals with a lot of trauma. So that was also super helpful at the time to be taking that course. Yeah, and that goes on, that trauma case conceptualization goes on for a hot minute. Alright, and then this was the group project. I put the whole, well, not the whole group project, I put everything but the sessions and interventions in, but I put just the front chunk of our group therapy. So we've got I still put the table of contents, even though it kind of cuts off about here in the middle. But I've got all our research and all our rationale and recruitment strategies, potential barriers. We talked about the goals a little bit, talked about the cost, we talked about a lot of different things, and then I've just got the references here in the end. So no interventions or of the sessions that are printed out, but yeah. Wanted to have the group project in here. We're almost finished. And then I also wanted to have this clinical treatment plan that we worked on. That was super helpful because we were working with younger kids, specifically looking at child psychopathology, and I didn't have a lot of experience working with young children, especially I was working with children at that time at Wernley, so that was helpful. Alright, 2 more semesters left. We've got spring 2024 up next, the one we just finished. Right, so we've got psychological assessment 2. That syllabi. Internship 2024. Then we've got career counseling 2024. And program eval 2024. Alrighty, so same thing, we've got the hour sheet here. Hour sheets, another hour sheet. So this was the hours this is where I switched from Wernley to Earlham. So this first hour sheet is totally it's fully Wernley, and then the next one is fully Earlham. These are all Earlham hours. This is where I got the bulk of my hours. And then we've got the evaluation that my supervisor filled out, which was Eliza Damholt. She is wonderful. And there's the multiple pages of that. And then on to the assignments for last semester that I thought were the most important to put in here. There was the program evaluation final process reflection paper. This essentially allowed us to reflect on the big program evaluation assignment that we did, and that was a big chunk of that course, so I put that in here. There is an internship final reflection from last semester where I talked about my biggest area of growth, and then I talked about how I plan to continue growing as a professional, and my favorite part of the program, and where I hope to be in 5 years. I love that paper, super fun. And then yes, here is the big program evaluation assignment, and this was a group project that we all worked on together, and I've got all of that in here with our table of contents and all of its glory. This was a super fun assignment. Yes. It keeps going, and then we also ended up having a survey at the end of this project too. I'll go ahead and show that. It's in here at the end of this project. That's good. It's long. Okay, and I put my self-care plan in here, of course. This one is very, very important to me, probably. Other than the case conceptualizations, the most key assignment is this self-care plan, especially how we continue to work on it. So this is my updated version from the very end, and actually a little more updated to this semester and kind of a little bit more present time. So yeah, I definitely still plan to implement this self-care plan. I've got a lot of writing on here, so it's kind of a lot to look at, but it is double-sided, and I've got my goals clearly laid out, and the potential barriers, and I've got all that in there. And then on to the final and current course, final and current semester. The only thing I have in here, because it is the current semester, summer 2024, is the topical seminar professional development syllabus. So obviously this section still needs some work because it is the semester I'm currently in. So I still need, I said at the beginning, but I'll say it again. For the whole entire binder, I still need grades for the current courses, and I made a course list. I don't know how I missed that in the beginning. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I think I accidentally skipped over it. But I need the final grades of my current courses in here. I need some assignments for my current courses, some key assignments. I need a couple faculty signatures on hour sheets. There's still 2 syllabi I need, which are Advanced Internship 2024 Summer Semester and Clinical Intervention Spring 2023 syllabus. And then I still need my official transcript. That will be important to have in here. And I want to apologize for the unprofessionality of this video, as this has been a long week for me, and I am not in my current state at home. I'm not even at home right now, so appreciate your patience. But I somehow skipped over this in the beginning. It's probably just stuck, but I took the initiative of making all of my final grades. So it's just like after this first page. I think I just kind of accidentally skipped over it when I went to my transcript. Yeah. So I made a list of all the courses and then all the final grades. I know it's kind of hard to see. But this was super helpful for me. I was able to see kind of like my strongest and like weakest areas within the field. I don't know if this is exactly how we were supposed to do it, but that's how I did it. And then if you look, there's a spot in the Google Doc to come back in and type in the final course grades. Yeah. So, I hope that wasn't extremely boring, and I hope I did this correctly. And I'm not completely finished with this. There are a couple housekeeping things, and those syllabi are most important. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great week.